The first round of the NCAA tournament rolls on from historic Hinkle Fieldhouse. It's a West Coast showdown as UCLA takes on BYU. A look at the bracket in the East region, and the winner of this 6-11 matchup will see either Texas or Abilene Christian in the second round. And hi again, everyone, with former Villanova head coach Steve Lappas. I'm Andrew Catalan. A.J. Ross will join us coming up. UCLA beat Michigan State in the first four on Thursday. So what do you like? The team that already has a game under their belt, or a BYU team that hasn't played in 11 days?
I like the team that's won a game already. They have some momentum now in the NCAA tournament, especially winning in a game in overtime like that, whereas BYU, you probably can expect some nerves early in their first NCAA tournament game.
As we take a look at the starting lineups, the big question mark for UCLA, the status of Johnny Juzang. Injured his right ankle late in the win over Michigan State. He is starting tonight. It's something we'll keep an eye on. And for BYU, Alex Barcelo leading the way, averaging just under 16 points per game. Mark Pope in his second season at BYU, yet to lose back-to-back games with the Cougars. They did lose their last game in the conference championship against Gonzaga. And Mick Cronin, also in his second season with UCLA, he has led his teams going back to his Cincinnati days to 10 straight NCAA tournaments. That is the fourth longest active streak. Third game of the day here at Hinkle. You saw Colorado beat up Georgetown, and Alabama have its hands full with Iona. It'll be Matt Harms, who's no stranger to the state of Indiana, playing the last 3 years at Purdue, to jump it up with Cody Riley of UCLA. Randy McCall, Pat Adams, Rob Riley are officials, and we're underway at Hinkle.
Both these teams, very solid man-to-man defensive teams. Not a lot of pressure. They pack it in, try to keep you from penetrating and getting it inside.
Tiger Campbell taking the first Bruins shot. And quickly BYU working the other way. Barcelo fakes a three, drives in, now finds Averett, and look at the ball movement by BYU.
One thing they will do, they will reverse sides of the floor a lot.
Harms misses out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cougars.
You know, these teams are both very efficient on both ends of the floor. You're going to see BYU make a ton of passes. You're going to see UCLA more isolations, getting guys into one-on-one spots.
First time for BYU in the NCAA tournament since 2015, when they lost in the first four against Ole Miss. Harms calling for it.
They're going to Matt Harms early and often.
Over Cody Riley, no good, and the rebound cleared by Jules Bernard.
And Cody Riley did a good job there. He pushed him out as far as he could and made Harms try and shoot over it.
Juzang from the outside. A good early sign for UCLA, playing with that sprained right ankle.
And you know, they play a 330 tempo, so to see them go out in transition like that this early is definitely interesting for them.
Barcelo jumper, doesn't get the bounce. Offensive board, the loner. Now Barcelo three. Air ball. But it's still kept in play by Gideon George. And now he's fouled going up. Alex Barcelo, a 48% three-point shooter. That's fourth best in the country. You don't see him airball too many, but a good job by George to get to the free throw line.
You know, I don't know. I think George kind of ran into him. I'm not so sure that was a foul there.
It's called on Riley. You can watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today. George is 72% free throw shooter, but he misses both. BYU has started this game 0 for 4 from the floor.
And as you can see, Cody Riley catches the ball. Matt Harms is staying in the middle of the paint. That's what he is. He's a rim protector, one of the best in the country at doing that.
Bernard connects.
And if there's something that UCLA needs today when they're playing against a guy like Matt Harms, who's so big and such a good shot blocker, is to make some perimeter jump shots.
UCLA fell behind by 14 in the first half against Michigan State on Thursday. Came back to win in OT. Harms lost it. That's a turnover.
You know, Cody Riley is a physically pretty strong kid, so he's trying to be physical with Harms and not let him get great position. So far, he's trying to keep him outside of the lane with that strong body of his.
Mick Cronin telling us yesterday that he wants his team to be the aggressor today. He said he thought Michigan State was the aggressor in the first half Thursday. He doesn't want to set that tone tonight. He wants to come out strong. And that's something he talked about with his team leading into this matchup with BYU.
And one of Mick Cronin's, Andrew, big points in this game is to get Cody Riley to screen a lot, to make Matt Harms have to come out and hit screens.
Jaime Jaquez called for the foul.
I don't think Mick Cronin liked that call.
I'll tell you something else Mick Cronin didn't like was the fact that he had to play Michigan State in the first 4. He told us it's absolutely ridiculous that we met on Thursday. He said we were a couple of bounces away from winning the Pac-12. They beat 1 seeds. We shouldn't have played in the first 4.
One thing, Mick will tell you how he feels.
Yeah, that's not his problem. Foul inside on Riley, and that is his second.
Yeah, this is definitely a foul there. Now, he's got to make a decision. Either he's going to get in front, which means he better get some weak side help, or he's going to stay behind and just push him off the block.
BYU misses again. They're 0 for 5. Mac Etienne has checked in for Riley as Juzang misses that 3.
And this BYU team is a tremendous offensive team. I mean, Barcelo shot 52% for the season. You never see a guard shoot a percentage like that, ever.
4th best in the conference. Lohner has position, and BYU still can't get on the board.
That was a great high-low pass by Matt Harms to Caleb Lohner.
0 for 6 are the Cougars.
That's deep position.
Harms with the block.
Etienne is basically a high school kid, and he just didn't know what he was running into that time.
Early enrollee, Mac Etienne, playing in just his 12th game of the year. He joined the team around Christmas. Barcelo launches and hits.
One thing about this BYU team that we've talked about, they will move the ball in the half court as good as anybody in the country.
Steve, what are the challenges of sitting around all day, late night before the tip-off?
You know, it's a challenge. There's no doubt about it. I mean, how do you feel as an announcer?
Well, I know how you feel. You're ready to go at 6:30 in the morning every day.
That is true about me, but, you know, with these kids, that's tough. Oh, great help by Tiger Campbell coming from the weak side.
Bernard fakes the 3, drives to the free throw line, and hits another. 2 for 2 start for Jules Bernard.
You know, one thing about UCLA, except for Tiger Campbell, they've got great overall size. Jaquez 6'6", Bernard 6'6", with big, strong bodies. These guys are pretty tough. Juzang 6'6".
Barcelo is fouled. And that takes us to our first timeout. UCLA out to a 7-3 lead.
Back here at Hinkle Fieldhouse, and the Cougars have already experienced some March Madness on Thursday night when junior guard Jesse Wade got stuck in the elevator at the team hotel, and his teammates had to come quickly to the rescue. Part of the craziness was captured in a short Twitter video, and the relief and cheers and laughs that followed were priceless. Coach Pope says this team is constantly creating funny moments out of stupid things, and something he defines as, quote, the sound of winning is what he's been witnessing. Pope says it's in those small moments on the bus, on the a plane, and in this case, in an elevator, where you hear and witness a special team bond forming, and it's a bond Pope believes is necessary to win championships.
Yeah, I never heard that before, the sound of winning, but he said that's what it sounds like. That's how close they've become. And with the shot clock expiring, Trevin Nell had to throw one up.
And a tremendous box out by Jaime Jaquez. I'll tell you what, Mick Cronin said it last year when their season turned around, because they started off the year struggling. When they turned their season around was when Mick Cronin decided to start playing this kid a lot. He has, how about this? He played 45 minutes against Michigan State the other night, scored 27 points, didn't have a turnover in 45 minutes.
Didn't come out of the game. Also didn't come out of the game in a triple overtime affair against Pepperdine. Meanwhile, last trip down the floor, a foul called on Gideon George of BYU.
He's just one of those guys, you got to have him in the game. He just does too much.
Juzang, that is smooth.
Hey, the transfer from Kentucky has really come into his own this year with the Bruins.
Second team all Pac-12.
And Tiger Campbell, who's playing defensively on Nell, first team all Pac-12.
Barcelo splits the D and hits. Wow, good stuff there by Alex Barcelo.
When you can split a double team like that, that's going to bring good things for you.
He has all 5 of BYU's points. Jaquez, the hero on Thursday. That shot won't go down, and Lohner is there for the rebound. BYU went 20-6 this year, but 3 of their 6 losses to Gonzaga. And we have a tie-up. Possession arrow will stay with BYU.
Well, you take a look at Alex Barcelo here. He just does the little crossover and splits that defense. And now you basically have a 5 against 3. He decides he's going to finish it.
2 years at Arizona, now in his second year with BYU, and what an addition he's been for this program. Averett wide open. Jaquez.
You know, I don't know if it matters, Andrew, or if that's what we're seeing, but it sure looks like UCLA's a lot looser than BYU early in this game.
Juzang straight away. 3 is good.
They look like a team that's played in the NCAA already.
8 points for Johnny Juzang. Harward down low. And before the shot, there's a foul. Let's say so far, Steve, the right ankle looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say it. Johnny Juzang, they go underneath the screen. Can't do that with him. He's on fire right now. You got to fight over the top of those screens, without a doubt.
UCLA foul called on Kenneth Nuba, the sophomore from Nigeria. Again, Cody Riley going out early with 2 fouls. So Mick Cronin trying to get some depth in the front court, and another foul down low. And again, it's going on Nuba.
Next is the voting.
Already 16 fouls here in the first half against the Bruins. Averett step back 3 is good. Brandon Averett, a 36% three-point shooter. And he makes it a 4-point game.
Transfer from Utah Valley State, where he was a very good player for Mark Pope.
Yeah, Pope recruited him to Utah Valley from Oklahoma State. He went to Utah Valley, then Pope went to BYU, and he re-recruited him to transfer here. Turnover. Johnson the other way. Johnson swatted. Nuba with the block, but Lohner on the putback.
Yeah, I don't know what Juzang was doing there. He was messing around with the ball right in front of him. You can't do that. Juzang, he'll take it another shot. This one won't go.
Meanwhile, BYU starting to heat up on offense. They started 0 for 6. Since then, they're 4 for 7. Travel. Harward turns it over with 11:21 to go. How about Nuba going up? Yeah. Let's bring it tonight at Hinkle.
Hey there, Matt Weiner back in Atlanta with this guy. The #1 overall seed. Gonzaga is off and running against Norfolk State. Corey Kispert with the wide open three, part of a 12-0 run. He has 9 early, and the lead is 19 for the Zags. Andrew, Steve, and AJ.
Matt, thank you. And the last team to beat Gonzaga was BYU, February of 2020. That's how long it's been for Gonzaga. They beat BYU 3 times this year.
And that last game, though, I'll tell you, BYU had them on the ropes late, no doubt, but just couldn't close it out. Corey Kispert in the second half was tremendous.
BYU was up 9 with 9 minutes to go in the West Coast Conference Championship game before Gonzaga went on a big run to win it and remain undefeated.
Jalen Suggs, he was pretty good at the end also.
Sure was. Shot clock at 5 for UCLA. Bernard puts one up. Oh my God. Bernard gets the rebound. Up and in. How about the hustle from Jules Bernard?
Tough kid. Jaime Jaquez and Bernard, tough kids.
Aver at 3. And the rebound is secured by Juzang.
And both these teams, very good defensive rebounding teams because they're usually in very good positions in the half court defensively.
David Singleton is on the floor for UCLA. Very good three-point shooter. He's got the ball here. And nearly turns it over. Singleton 46% on the season. Bernard, step back. No, and the long rebound is grabbed by Harms. For UCLA, Bernard and Juzang have combined to score all of their points. Here's Harms. And Etienne doing a good job defensively.
Yeah, just stay in front of him, make him shoot over you.
You mentioned that he should be in high school as Bernard is fouled. But his prep season was canceled because of COVID. And he said, why not? I'll come out to UCLA, graduated early, and now playing meaningful minutes for Mick Cronin.
And that's what a lot of kids have done this year because their seasons were canceled, so they went to college early.
Foul was on Harms. That's his first. Unbelievably delicious Coke Orange Vanilla. Tastes nothing like a basketball, but also has something orange and round.
You got to say that UCLA's done a very good job being physical with Harms early in this game and not letting him get rolling at all.
He's 0 for 3, Steve, with 2 turnovers so far.
And they're putting bodies on him. Now, obviously, A10 doesn't have a big body, but Riley was all over, but he's got a couple of fouls, too.
9.5 to go in the first. Barcelo knocks it down.
He's a smooth operator, this kid. Always under control, knows where he is. Like I said, to be 52% and 49 from 3, a guard, those are incredible numbers.
And not only the numbers, Mark Pope telling us what an incredible leader he is. Tiger Campbell's 3 won't go. And coming away with it is Connor Harding.
Well, you can see how he carries himself out there, that he's the boss, period.
Nearly a steal by Singleton.
Good defense by UCLA.
Spencer Johnson with the shot clock at 5. Johnson is fouled.
Mick Cronin not happy. That was a pretty good defensive set by UCLA.
The second, 7th on the team.
What What's the over-under on how many times we say Mick Cronin is not happy?
That's the usual occurrence.
Such a good coach. 18th year and picked up his 400th career win a month ago against Arizona State.
I was in one of his practices a couple years ago. I was never more entertained in my life.
That's saying something.
No, but trust me, I didn't laugh once during the practice. Just, you know, to put it in perspective.
Some of America's toughest men and women are competing in real-world challenges. Their strength, endurance, and coolness under pressure will prove who is toughest. Tough as nails. Wednesday, 8/7 Central on CBS. Checking in for UCLA, Jake Kyman. He only played 2 minutes on Thursday against Michigan State.
He had some really good moments last year. He's a very good shooter. Hasn't shot it great this year, but he's a capable three-point shooter.
40% from deep last year, but only 32 this year.
And for the Cougars, 33, Caleb Boner, UCLA basketball.
And that is UCLA ball. Spencer Johnson thought that the Bruins tipped it, not to be.
But you see how BYU plays defense. Heels on the three-point line. They're not going to come out and pressure you. They don't force a lot of turnovers, but they protect the paint well. They got to try and get Harms to move out of that lane because he's right in the middle.
Kyman step back, no. And out of bounds to BYU. Pretty incredible stat we gave you off the top. Mark Pope has not lost back-to-back games at BYU. It's the third longest active streak in the country behind Gonzaga and Houston. And a foul called on David Singleton. Here it is. Houston's gone 130 straight games without back-to-back losses. Then Gonzaga, and there's BYU. We spoke with Rick Pitino and asked him about Mark Pope, because Pope played, of course, for Pitino and the '96 championship team at Kentucky. And Rick Pitino telling us that he's one of the great human beings of all time. I'm not even talking about basketball, just in terms of who he is. He couldn't say enough good things about Mark Pope.
Well, we had him earlier in the year against San Diego State, and he was really funny to talk to, I have to tell you. He's a piece of work.
Played 6 seasons in the NBA, including 2 here with the Pacers under Larry Bird. Gideon George back into the game for Connor Harding.
All of a sudden, UCLA struggling a little bit in the half court.
Jaquez has been quiet after his monster effort on Thursday. Juzang, and he's in double figures with 10 points.
Yeah, they're not doing a good job of guarding Juzang coming off those screens.
7.5 to go in the first. Loner feeding Harms. Quick turnaround off glass for Matt Harms.
Nuba couldn't do anything about that. He played it as good as he could, just shot over him.
Harms is playing in his 8th NCAA tournament game. He went to the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8 with Purdue.
You see how they're playing Tiger Campbell? They're playing him as a non-shooter.
Jaquez trying to get on the board. And it goes.
You know, we saw Nate Oates before for Alabama. He doesn't like mid-range. We're seeing a lot of mid-range shots from UCLA, I can tell you that.
And a turnover here with a timeout on the floor. Good energy in this one so far. UCLA and BYU playing for a spot in the second round. We're back with a look at our Game summary, and for UCLA, 8 field goals, only 1 turnover so far. Juzang leading the way with 10 points. All right, Coach, you're so big time now. We got your own segment here. Coach Lapis Chalk Talk.
Well, look at Johnny Juzang. He's standing there kind of lollygagging. Nuba sets a good screen. He comes off it hard, ready to shoot the ball. That was good execution by UCLA.
8 fouls for UCLA. How much of that is a product of the way they defend?
Mick Cronin's teams have been playing like that forever. He's a coach who teaches physicality. That's how he wants them to play. No, he doesn't want them to foul, but he wants them to be physical.
Hopkins from the outside. Back-to-back threes for the sophomore.
Coming off another screen that time. I'll tell you, they do a great job of coming off screens, ready to shoot.
UCLA 4 of 7 from deep. Arms inside.
You know, if you let him wheel and deal that deep, it's going to be tough.
Juzang inside the line for 2. And wow, is he feeling it tonight? Johnny Juzang is 5 for 7. Drives in, double teamed, and he traveled. Again, aggressive defense by UCLA.
Take a look at Jaime Hopkins here. What he's done, he starts the screening. He's going to screen, and then he's going to re-screen and get screened again. So there's the screen by Hopkins, and now a screen for him by Kyman. He's ready to shoot the ball. Really good execution there by UCLA.
5 turnovers in the first half for BYU. And we got a foul against the Cougars. That's going to go on Spencer Johnson. BR Kicks is the home to all things sneakers and fashion. From Kicks Camp to Fit Watch to unboxings and more, BR Kicks has you covered. At BR Kicks, we are all sneakerheads. Follow BR Kicks.
In the old days, a few years ago, we used to tell guys to kill screens. Now, because of the lack, trying to take care of the physical. Oh, that was no bomb.
Oh, Johnny Juzang.
It's really good to be able to kill a screen, but you got to be careful because it could be a foul if you get too physical on it. And right now, UCLA coming off screens really hard. BYU's got to be a little more physical.
Juzang has 14 points in the first half. That is his average per game, 14.
Well, you take a look here at Juzang. All right, Nuba sets the screen, and they see him late. Harwood sees him late to box him out, but it was too late there. Tell you what, the big guys from UCLA, Mick Cronin told us, we're going to have our big guys set a lot of screens. They've been setting a lot of screens.
Shot clock at 5 for BYU. Harding steps into a 3. Low rebound by Lohner. He's a master of the glass.
Yeah, he's a really good player, that freshman.
Barcelo from the free throw line. That's pretty much automatic for him.
Got to get some help.
Nine points for Barcelo. Campbell wasn't looking for that pass. Was still able to make the catch. 4.5 to go in the first. Juzang feeling it. Can he hit another? You bet! Jenny, be good! Juzang on fire!
I got to tell you, they are taking advantage of the way BYU wants to play defense philosophically. That time, Harwood's man set the screen. Harwood doesn't come up to give help. Juzang with an open shot.
17 for Juzang. Averett trying to answer. And the rebound is grabbed by Jalen Clark.
They're going to have to adjust to this screening because UCLA making too many shots. They may have to come out and start hedging a little bit.
Juzang has scored the last 8 points for UCLA. Kyman from the corner. And he gets the bounce. Everything going UCLA's way. Harwood muscles his way inside.
I like Harwood a lot. He's a tough kid. How about UCLA? 6 threes already. They only average about 6.5 a game.
And Steve, when they make at least 6 threes in a game, they're 15-3 this year. They've already hit 6 here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting that Mick Cronin's team is better offensively than defensively, which was not the case in Cincinnati. They were usually among the elite defensively and struggled at times offensively. This is a good offensive team.
Shot clock's at 1. Campbell can't get off a shot. Got trapped down low, but Johnny Juzang is on a tear right now for the Bruins.
Well, UCLA knocking down everything right now from 3, and they shoot a good percentage. How about Kyman getting a little bounce there? Up 11.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament is sponsored by Invesco QQQ, official ETF of the NCAA. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar tastes unbelievably delicious. And by Allstate. You've never been in better hands.
Beautiful night in Indianapolis. We have the 6-11 game in the East as we look at our tournament summary and the Conference of Champions. Look at that, 4-0, and that doesn't include Oregon, which is also advancing after the no contest against VCU.
And the funny thing is, Andrew, the Pac-12 all year, I don't know if it's because it's on later than the East Coast, but they're like an afterthought. And let me tell you something, they've had a heck of a tournament so far.
No doubt about it. And UCLA having a heck of a start to this game. 34-23, inside 3 minutes to go.
But be careful, they're playing a very explosive offensive team in BYU.
And a tie-up, Harward and Jaquez, and it's UCLA basketball.
And naturally, Jaquez in the middle of all that.
Mick Cronin telling us he competes every play. He's got tremendous heart, and that was on full display against Michigan State on Thursday.
He is a Mick Cronin player, if I ever saw one.
Cronin actually tried to recruit him to Cincinnati. He said, nah, I'm going to go to UCLA, and they end up together anyway. And a foul called on BYU. Coming up on AT&T at the half, scores and highlights, and the latest NCAA tournament news. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
And, you know, they're really doing all this, and Tiger Campbell has not been a factor, not one bit so far in this game. He's first team all Pac-12.
He's 0 for 4. He does have 4 assists.
That's what he does. He's one of the best there is at that, and assist to turnover rate.
Juzang blocked by Harms.
You know, that time Harms came up a little bit to help on the screen. Blocks a shot. This kid averages 2 blocks a game for his career.
Abraham, nice move.
If they get stops, BYU, they can score because they push it up and they score in transition as good as anybody.
BYU getting it done in the paint, outscoring UCLA 14-6. And we got a whistle and a foul on BYU. That's their 5th of the half.
When you got a guy who's 7'3" like Matt Harms hanging around the lane, it can be tough going to the basket. And Averett there with the finish.
Spencer Johnson out and Gideon George back in for BYU. Oh, Juzang off a screen, hits another.
Nuba has set so many good screens in this game. It's unbelievable.
Juzang already has 42 points in the NCAA tournament. He's got 19 tonight. Harms, that's a travel.
Take a look at the execution on this inbounds play. Nuba right here. Watch what he does. The ball's going to come in bounds. He's going to set a great screen, and what happens is Brandon Averett, you got to caboose that screen we used to call. You got to be right on that guy's rear so you cannot be screened. Right now, Juzang on fire, you got to get to him quicker.
1 minute left in the first half. Shot clock down to 3. Campbell forces one up. He's 0 for 5 now. Mark Pope is saying that should have been a shot clock violation. It didn't hit the rim. Hawkes tries it. Jaime with the hammer. Wow. George, corner 3, won't go. Loner, another offensive rebound. Put back, yes. And Mick Cronin calls timeout to diagram one final play in the first half. But what a jam by Hawkes.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. Back at Hinkle, and a reminder, you can watch Masters live on Paramount Plus for coverage of featured groups, Amen Corner, and holes 15 and 16. Go to ParamountPlus.com to try it free. And there's Hep Cronin, Mick's father, legendary high school coach in Cincinnati. And when they saw each other from afar on Thursday night in the first 4, it was the first time they had seen each other in a year. When the pandemic hit, Mick said, "Dad, don't fly out to Los Angeles." So even though they can't hang out at the hotel, they can still at least shout to each other. And Mick said it was just so great to just see his father, even though they couldn't give each other a hug. Final 10 seconds of the first half. Hyman launches off the front of the rim. Loner grabs it. 2 seconds to go. Barcelo at midcourt throws one up at the horn. No good. What a first half for UCLA. 38 points, 19 of them from Johnny Juzang. And at the break, it's a 38-27 Bruins advantage. Coming up, we'll send you to AT&T at the half. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. Back in Indianapolis, getting set for the second half between UCLA and BYU. Here's a look at the Pizza Hut first half stats for BYU. 2 of 10 from deep, 7 turnovers, only 2 assists in that first half. And let's check in with A.J. Ross.
Well, Andrew, UCLA started out pretty hot offensively, especially Johnny Juzang. But Coach Mick Cronin, to no surprise, preferred to talk about his team's defense, saying BYU averages 73 points a game, and these Cougars held them to only 27 in the first. So Cronin says everything starts with the D, and this is the best it's been in months. BYU coach Mark Pope says it's clear they're playing on their heels offensively and not working through their sets to get good shots. They have to apply more pressure on defense and cut down on those 7 turnovers.
All right, AJ, thank you. And a foul inside, and Juzang grimacing a little bit, playing with that sprained right ankle. How about this stat? So far in the tournament, UCLA has scored 124 points. Hawkes, Juzang, and Bernard have 96 of the 124.
That's some pretty good perimeter play.
Foul was on Juzang. That's his first.
But Mick Cronin is right, Andrew. This defense that UCLA has played, they haven't played like this really all year. They've been a good offensive team all year. Defense tonight has been really good.
Quickly, 2 fouls on Mick Cronin's defense. This one on Tiger Campbell. Harms gets position.
He's got Bernard on him, who's like 6'6".
Instead sends it out. Barcelo drives in and lays it in. Barcelo into double figures. He's got 11.
He's the one guy on BYU that has been playing his game tonight.
Campbell in the corner. It's good. His first points of the night.
25% three-point shooter. BYU wasn't expecting that one.
Campbell, 5 assists in the first half, no turnovers. As a team, UCLA only has 2 turnovers tonight. George tied up inside.
And great help defense again on that drive. BYU's got to start getting it done down this end of the floor so they can get out in transition because they're 2 for 10 from 3, getting nothing up the floor.
Juzang steps inside the line, hits again. He's got 21. Largest lead tonight for the Bruins.
I think BYU needs a timeout.
Marcelo finds an opening and hits the 3.
This kid's terrific, I'll tell you. He's just so under control. But they've got to do something on this end of the floor and get some stops. They've been a solid defensive team all year, but they cannot stop UCLA.
UCLA shooting 51% so far tonight. And a foul is called on the perimeter against Cody Riley. And for him, that's his 3rd foul.
Illegal screen. Shot fake by Juzang. And then Barcelo here.
Juzang has 5 mid-range jumpers. Nate Oates, the Alabama coach, he would kick him off the team. Can't play for him. Lohner dribbles it off his foot. 2-on-1 the other way. Juzang and Campbell. Good job by BYU to get back, but Bernard left open. Misses the 3.
Now you got to go. You know, it's funny. We look at these numbers a lot now, Andrew, and the numbers say UCLA is a tremendous defensive team in transition. And boy, it's really showed tonight.
Not too bad in the half court either as Barcelo knocks it down again.
He's been able to get to wherever he wants, but needs some help.
16 for Barcelo. He's 7 for 9. The rest of the Cougars are combined 7 for 21.
I think it's a good idea what they're doing now. They're trying to deny Juzang the ball. Don't even let him touch it. Harding is denying him the ball everywhere.
Campbell not close. Here comes Averett the other way. UCLA gets back again. Averett, step back, yes. And BYU fans making some noise. A 7-0 run for the Cougars.
I like what Mark Pope has done. He's got Harding denying Juzang. Watch 44 Harding in that left corner. He's denying Juzang everywhere. Not looking to help. Not looking. Look at him doing. He doesn't want to let him touch it.
Duba inside. And a foul is called.
You know, sometimes you have to take a guy and just try to take him out of the game. That's it. I don't care about what happens. Somebody else has to take a shot besides him.
Second foul on Brandon Averett. And Harding continues to shadow Juzang.
He is not even looking at the ball. You know, forget about seeing ball, see your man. His job is to just see Juzang. That's it.
Bernard puts up a shot. No, put back. No. Duba gets it back. And now a whistle inside. And another foul on BYU. But an interesting adjustment here by Mark Pope. Trying to get his Cougars back in this one against UCLA.
UCLA up 7, and Mark Pope has made. Harding right here on Johnny Juzang. He's not worried about the ball. He's not. They've taken the defensive principles and thrown him out the window. Get this guy Juzang out of the game. Don't let him touch it. That's your only job. Make somebody else shoot the ball.
And Harding all over him here on the inbound. So UCLA took its largest lead of 14 points. Since then, a 7-0 run for BYU.
And Harding is probably a guy that Mark Pope knows he will be relentless to do this. And right so far, the first 4 possessions, he has been. You know, sometimes you got to just say to yourself, I want somebody else to take a shot. I can't watch this guy kill us anymore.
5 to shoot.
Harm's got a small guy on him.
Averett. Oh, he's feeling it tonight. 9 points now for Averett, and it's a 9-0 run.
All of a sudden, we got ourselves a 5-point game. The guards from BYU have started to... Barcelo's been alive. Averett really starting to come on.
Where will UCLA go with Harding all over Juzang?
He's got to move more. He's just standing in the corner, making it easy for Harding to deny him the ball.
And a foul is called on Nuba. That's his third.
See, when he leans in like that, you got to stand your ground. When he leaned in, that's a foul. And right now, I think it's time for get Jaquez more involved in this game offensively.
Averett has the ball. Him and Barcelo have all of BYU's points here in the second half. But a bad pass and a turnover. Campbell wide open. Missed it. And Harward the board. Lohner up ahead of the pack. Hands off Harding. And Harding is fouled. And that's going to go on Nuba, which is his fourth.
You know, the missed three by Tiger Campbell is not a good three-point shooter. Nice pass ahead. BYU likes to run.
At the line for BYU 44, Connor Harding. He'll have 2.
Connor Harding will shoot 2. An 86% free throw shooter.
Right now, the adjustment is up to Mick Cronin to figure out a way. We don't want to play without Johnny Juzang because they're doing this. So we got to find a way to get Juzang more involved, doing other things, screening, moving, but not standing around.
Well, now's the perfect time to catch up on Clarice before the next secret unfolds. Stream for free on the CBS app or subscribe for more on Paramount Plus. New episodes of Clarice return Thursday, April 1st on CBS. Juzang has not attempted a shot in the last 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Let's see how Mick Cronin can try to get him involved.
You got to put a body on Connor Harding somehow, some way. Because you can't let this guy just float around like Juzang is right now.
Lohner aggressive, but can't get the turnover. You're right, Juzang's not even moving.
Not even just standing around, floating around, which it happens with this. When somebody does this to you, that can happen. But that was a good move there. They need somebody else to step up.
And on that play, it was Jules Bernard, who's in double figures with 10. Lohner locates Barcelo. Offensive rebound, Harward. Over to Barcelo, blocked by Juzang. Great defense by Juzang. Bernard for 3. And inside, a lot of contact, and Harding is called for the foul on BYU. You can watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today. First foul on Connor Harding. Jaquez bounces it, Wiley lays it in. Great vision by Jaime Jaquez.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything, Jaquez.
Barcelo creates separation. Man, is he good.
Yeah.
18 for Barcelo.
So good.
6-point game.
You know, the other thing that happens, Andrew, when you deny the way they're denying Juzang is it kind of leaves them with not help. So you might be able to get some more dribble penetration if you're UCLA because there's less guys helping out. Wow.
Bernard is dialed in.
No hand up on him.
13 points for the junior. UCLA is 8 of 16 from beyond the arc tonight.
And they normally don't even shoot a lot of threes.
They average less than 7 made threes per game. Harward doing work down low.
He's a good player, this kid too. He came along with Mark Pope from Utah Valley State.
Next whistle is a media timeout. Juzang left alone. And finally a shot attempt, but he's off the mark. Offensive rebound, Jaquez. Trying to muscle his way around Harding. Jaquez, yes. Tough. That is tough. That's tough.
I remember the first time I had them this year was the first game of the year against San Diego State. And when I saw Hawkins, I said, boy, this kid's pretty strong.
He's got 10 points.
He's another guy, never makes a mistake.
Barcelo for three. And the rebound ripped down by David Singleton. Minutes to go. Singleton.
Ran a little isolation for David Singleton, who normally shoots a lot more threes than twos. He shoots a mid-range there.
And Mark Pope can't wait for the media timeout. He calls one here. UCLA on an 11-4 run. Singleton, the latest to convert for the Bruins.
Hey everyone, Matt Weiner back in Atlanta with this tournament update right now on True TV and TNT. Abilene Christian led in its first ever meeting with Texas, but then missed 12 straight shots. Kai Jones with the dunk for the Longhorns. They've lost 3 straight opening round games, but lead at the half, 28-23. Back to Andrew, Steve, and AJ.
All right, Matt, thank you. Winner of that one takes on the winner of our game here at Hinkle. UCLA on an 11-4 run with 4 different scorers during that run, and none of them named Juzang. His teammates have stepped up.
Yeah, they made the adjustment to play without him a little bit. Other guys have come to the forefront. But Matt Harms has not really been involved in this game much.
And score.
This kid's a good player too.
He's in double figures with 11. To your point about Harms, he's 2 of 5 for just 4 points. The average is 11 per game.
You know, they've been running a lot of stuff here. Now, Tiger Campbell is out of the game, but they've been running a lot of stuff with other guys running the point.
Singleton over Harms.
Boy, that's a little too easy.
BYU just cannot get stops on defense. UCLA has hit 6 of their last 8 shots. Harms, there you go. He's got 6 points now.
Yeah, but you said it, Andrew. Man, they got to get a stop down the other end. I mean, UCLA shooting 50% from the field for the game.
Singleton again. This one doesn't go, and Barcelo brings it up ahead. It's been Barcelo and Averett here in the second half for BYU. Here's Barcelo for 3. Going up to get the rebound is Bernard, and a foul is called on the rebound. Takes us to a timeout. UCLA in front, 56-47.
Want to stay up to date? Just tell Siri, show me the college basketball schedule.
On cue, here we go. The second round begins tomorrow at noon Eastern on CBS with Loyola Chicago against Illinois. At 5 Eastern, TNT has the NCAA Nissan Tip-Off Show. 8 games across CBS, TNT, TBS, and True TV over 12 hours. Our producer, Jonathan Siegel, director Anthony Goldberg, and statistician Ethan Cooperson, our entire crew. We thank you for joining us here on CBS. It's been a great start to this NCAA tournament. My, how much we missed it last year. It's so good to have it back. Foul was called against Lohner. That's his second. 9 minutes to go. UCLA trying to move on to the second round.
And as I said, BYU's been a solid defensive team all year, but they have not been able to stop UCLA in the half court.
Jaquez fakes the pass. Now gives it to Juzang for 3. Wrapped around. Riley keeps it alive.
Well, they might have done enough to at least cool Juzang off a little bit for those few minutes that they were denying him everything.
It's now Spencer Johnson that is trailing Johnny. Bernard No, and the rebound to Harms. BYU ice cold from the outside. Averett takes it inside.
What a quick move. No help there from UCLA. Caught everybody off guard.
Averett in double figures. When that happens this year, BYU is 16-2. Only 2 losses. Gonzaga. Juzang and one. Johnny Juzang will have a chance at a 3-point play when we come back. Big headline on our game summary, the threes for BYU. They average 9 per game. They're 3 of 14 tonight. As we take a look at the Capital One rewarding performance, and Johnny Juzang has been rewarding Bruins fans.
Yeah, 23 points, 19 in the first half, not getting through those screens. And then Alex Barcelo, this kid is really tough, plays under control, can shoot it from 3, 48% for the season, 52 field goal percentage, a terrific offensive player.
Juzang has 46 points in the tournament so far. Now it's 47. Most by a Bruin in his first 2 career tournament games since Reggie Miller in 1987.
Oh my goodness.
How about that?
Reggie Miller. It's going to be a 5-second almost. Good defense by Juzang.
Got his hand on that one. Unbelievably delicious Coke Orange Vanilla. Tastes nothing like a basketball, but also has something orange and round.
You know, Mick Cronin has to be proud of the way these guys have defended so far. I mean, this BYU team has been as good an offensive team as you'll find in the country, and they have 49.
They average 78 per game. Marcelo lost it, shot clock at 4. Barcelo into the corner, didn't have time for that, and a turnover by BYU. That's their 10th.
He really should have just taken that himself. He was in the lane.
How about that company that Johnny Juzang is keeping right now?
Oh my
unbelievable. Tiger. 10-point game as we approach 7 minutes to play.
I mean, guys like Nell, Spencer Johnson, these guys haven't been able to do anything.
Averett doesn't get the bounce. Harms is fouled on the putback.
You know, Nell had 20 points in the game against Gonzaga in the West Coast Conference Championship game. These guys can't do anything.
Has not scored tonight. Trevin Nell. BYU is now 1 for its last 10 from deep. Their last 8 games, they shot 46% from beyond the arc. As Juzang picks up his 2nd foul. Who envisioned greatness today? Turn into Inside March Madness, presented by Buick, and find out. While we have a minute here, we want to wish the very best to former BYU player Sean Bradley, who's revealed this week that he was in a very serious accident back in January that left him paralyzed. We certainly send our thoughts to Sean and his family and hope that he continues to improve.
Well, you know, Andrew, the day after the Sixers drafted him, I had my camp at Villanova. He came and spoke at the camp the day he got drafted by the 76ers. What a terrible story.
Campbell from the free throw line. Still can't get one to go. Harms another rebound. Averett's been in attack mode all second half.
But they've really had nothing in the paint. It's been all Barcelo and Averett.
And a foul is called. That's going to go on Campbell. Second foul on Tiger Campbell. And team foul number 7 against Mick Cronin's Bruins. So a 1-and-1 for Brandon Averett. BYU 5 of 11 at the free throw line tonight. Bernard takes his time bringing the ball up the floor.
I'll tell you what, Tiger Campbell has not had the ball in his hands a lot in this game. It's unbelievable. They've been using Bernard on top. They've used Hawkins on top. Juzang on top.
Campbell's 1 for 11 tonight. Nice cut and finish. Jules Bernard lays it in. The lead is 11. Averett tied up inside and a foul with 5:40 to go.
I tell you, UCLA does a great job of reading screens. You're going to watch here, Bernard, watch what he does. He gets a screen from Hawkins, but he curls and he sees his man is trailing him, so he cuts to the basket. The side is completely clear, not enough pressure on the ball there, and they get a layup.
Cronin, Mick's father, loves it as Juzang is called for his 3rd foul. This time, Averett makes the front end of the 1-and-1.
There really is no big secret here for BYU. They got to get stops.
Averett will get a breather as Spencer Johnson returns. This half, Averett and Barcelo have 19 of BYU's 25 points.
That won't be a long breather.
There's Harding back on Juzang. Hawkins. Hawkins wins the battle of great hair against Caleb Lohner.
He's so tough. He knows how to use that strong body of his.
Harms wants it. There's Riley on it. Who's going to win this matchup? Harms over Riley. Good defense by Cody Riley.
You know, they could have called the foul on Riley there.
And already Averett is back at the scorer's table.
A little ISO for Hawkins. They like to use this.
Not there. Hawkins back out. Bernard and backcourt. Mick Cronin is saying that was touched. And now our officials having a chat at midcourt.
Yeah. You know, the question is was that possession there right here? No, that's backcourt, I think.
And they're saying it's UCLA ball.
No possession. The rule's been changed. Now you got to have possession. There's no possession there.
Shot clock at 4. They got to go quick. Juzang puts up a 3. And a rebound to Harms. Approaching 4 minutes to go. BYU needs a late surge. Barcelo. A rare miss. A scramble for the rebound, and Hawkins rips it away. And now numbers the other way for the Bruins. Harms able to get back.
I tell you, UCLA's got a lot of good players, but if you told me you're starting a team, who you taking? I'm taking Hawkins first. Miami!
Juzang is fouled with with the shot clock at 6. And UCLA starting to taste it here with 3:44 to go. What an incredible atmosphere and energy for this game at Hinkle Fieldhouse. UCLA up 63-52. After all the games are over, our studio team will have all the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness presented by Buick later tonight, only on True TV. Well, BYU got as close as 4 here in the second half, but since then UCLA has made 9 of its last 17 field goal attempts. And now Juzang at the line trying to add to the lead. Juzang with 24 points tonight. Jaquez has a dozen. Jules Bernard with 15. Jaquez has only come out for 2 minutes and 13 seconds. So he played all 45 minutes against Michigan State on Thursday, and he's rested 2 minutes tonight.
Why would you take him out? If he's not tired, you don't take him out. I mean, he stays in front of the point guard there.
Averett, nice find to Lerner. Pressure here by BYU. Jaquez just gets it over to Tiger Campbell.
He should have run the baseline there. He stood under the basket. I almost called him out for a mistake.
BYU has 2 timeouts remaining. Inside 3 to play.
Now time to start fouling. Got plenty of time. Solidly got plenty of time, but you don't want to give that.
Tiger Campbell, just his second field goal of the night.
I mean, you need a stop there, and you give up an uncontested layup in the half court.
And that's really been the story tonight. BYU has just not been up to the task on the offensive end. You certainly give, on the defensive end rather, you give UCLA credit, but BYU can't get a stop.
Well, you know, UCLA all year has been an excellent half-court offensive team. The numbers back it up. The analytics, as they say, and they can play half-court basketball. And you know what? Half-court basketball bodes well in the NCAA tournament.
Mick Cronin calls timeout, up by 12. Each of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. All right, Steve, if you're in that BYU huddle, what are you telling your team here down by 12?
You're telling them that they got to go hard offensively in terms of transition, push the ball up, get on the offensive glass like there's no tomorrow. If you have to climb backs, do whatever you got to do to get the ball. Defensively, getting to that time where you should probably foul. I would play one more possession, try and get a stop. Not like the last possession that Tiger Campbell got an uncontested layup.
UCLA only has 4 turnovers the entire night, and none in the last 12 and a half minutes. This has just been such an efficient game on both ends of the floor for the Bruins. Campbell hits another.
Can't stop him. Bottom line.
Marcelo feeds Harms. Edwards was trying to get out of his way, and a foul is still called. Chance for 3 for number 3.
One shot, Cody! Well, he got deep position that time. Bernard was in big trouble. Guarding the guy 7-3. Right now, you got to get some full court pressure. Probably come in for Harms. The sub is coming in for Harms so they can set up their pressure. When the ball crosses half court, try and get a couple of traps. When it crosses half court, foul. This is the NCAA tournament. You got to give it a shot.
Spencer Johnson in for Harms. And here's the full court pressure by the Cougars. Jaquez takes it across. Mick Cronin says, let's slow it up, see if they foul, and they do.
Johnny Jules, one time!
You know, if you're fouling the way the game is nowadays, three-point shooting with 141 to go, you got a big deficit. And they have a big deficit.
So Jaquez at the line. He leads UCLA in points, rebounds, steals, and blocks. The only other major conference player to lead their team in all those categories is Jeremiah Robinson-Earl of Villanova. Villanova will play in the second round tomorrow.
Against North Texas. That's pretty good company to be in with Robinson-Earl.
Jaquez front rims it. Barcelo races up ahead. Opportunity here for BYU.
A three here breathes a little life.
Nearly a turnover. Everett to Barcelo. Arms and Jaquez tied up. And a foul. Called on Jaquez.
2 shots.
So Matt Harms will get 2 shots. Mick Cronin is sending Cody Riley back in the game. Second foul on Jaquez.
10th on the team. Matt Harms at the line.
Matt Harms. Imagine playing 8 NCAA tournament games in your career. Not bad for Harms, who spent his first 3 years at Purdue. And now here with BYU. Jaquez will come out.
One time. I got shooter.
Ten-point game, 1:24 to go.
Here comes the pressure again. Harms comes out. Try and get some traps in the backcourt. Once they get it across half court, foul.
Bernard gets it into Campbell.
Oh, you don't want it there. Good job by Tiger Campbell.
Gets it away to Juzang.
We got a foul.
He's not the guy you want to foul. And they foul Bernard instead. Juzang is 91% on the year.
J-Rock and Johnny, one time.
So BYU does not come
Go
back.
over the back, J-Rock.
It will be the first time in Mark Pope's tenure with BYU they've lost back-to-back games. This one would end their season. Jules Bernard, last 4 games, averaging 16 points per game. He's got 16 tonight.
That's a quiet 16.
That's that way. That's over there.
Out of bounds, BYU ball, and Mick Cronin saying, let's go look at the monitor.
BYU basketball.
Come here, Blue.
And they will.
Yeah, they got to look at that one.
The officials at the monitor are reviewing it.
I think it was off Loner.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Mick called for him to look at it right away. No surprise, anyway.
18th year as a head coach for Mick Cronin. Made the Sweet 16 with Cincinnati, and if he can put this one away, he'll be one more win away from going back to the Sweet 16 with UCLA. He'll take on the winner of that Texas Abilene Christian game on Monday.
It's a good team. Really good.
Now, I think, Steve, one of the headlines you have to take away from the opening round is the success the Pac-12 had. A lot of people questioned how they would fare. They had 4 wins in the last 2 NCAA tournaments combined as a league. But this win for UCLA, if they get it, they will go to 5-0 already, and that doesn't include Oregon, which was a no contest, as we know, against VCU.
Yeah, that's a big story, Andrew. But how about this UCLA team is missing Chris Smith and Jalen Hill, 2 really good big guys that have been hurt most of the year.
And we have a stoppage. The shot clock was reset to the wrong time. It reset to 30. It should have reset to 20. So they put 11 seconds on the shot clock. 1:05 on the game clock. 69-58 UCLA.
You got to foul one more time. 11 seconds. Might as well just play it out.
Instead, Lohner fouls. I think Mark Pope was saying, let's wait.
I think with the shot clock down to 10.
Play it out.
Play it out.
Instead, it's the 3rd foul on Caleb Lohner.
Cody Riley on the line. He'll have 2 for UCLA.
Cody Riley, the junior from Kansas City, Kansas. And UCLA is at the 70-point mark.
And UCLA had a kid committed named Deshaun Nix, who's in the G League. If he comes, you have a pro-level type point guard on top of it. Not to tell the Campbell's not a good player.
Averett hoists one up off the front of the ring. It's hit right in the arms of Jaquez, and he's fouled immediately. And the UCLA fans here at Hinkle on their feet. Down by 14 in the first half against Michigan State on Thursday in the first 4. And now 50 seconds away from moving on to the next round.
And, you know, you talk about a team, you know, people talk about momentum. Momentum is not what you have coming into the tournament. It's what you create once you get in the tournament. And right now, this UCLA team has some momentum.
Mick Cronin, we know, an excellent coach, but he's also a pretty darn good motivator. And his team playing in the first 4, something he expressed to us how upset he was that he had to go play in the first 4. You know he's using that as motivation. You know that Mick Cronin is telling his team that nobody's picking the Pac-12 to win. He's using all that stuff, and it seems to be working.
I can see him in the locker room saying, everybody thinks you stink. Everybody thinks we stink. Oh, yeah, I've used it.
At the monitor, I'll review a previous play.
I guess they're going to look at this.
We do have an official review with 40 seconds to go.
That's a regular common foul, still a foul.
And nothing there, regular common foul.
Yeah. He invaded his space. He invaded his cylinder. It was a foul on Lohner, no question. If you invade a guy's space and he wants to make a basketball play and you get socked in the face, it's your foul.
At the line for UCLA,
Juzang with 25 points tonight. He averaged just 2 points per game and 12 minutes per game last year at Kentucky. Transferred here to UCLA, and what an impact he has made.
Just a great year by BYU, but not enough tonight.
Marcelo. Shot clock turned off.
No reason to foul now.
Up ahead to Jaquez. And BYU will foul with 15 seconds left.
Foul on the Cougars. Take 4. Connor Harvey is 4.
I thought Mick Cronin made a good point to us when we met with him yesterday. So much talk about the quick turnaround from Thursday in the first 4 to here tonight. He said, look, that's our regular schedule. We play Thursday, Saturday. Even though they got back to the hotel very late after the win over Michigan State, you could tell that Mick Cronin felt very confident about his team. And hey, what a start for them. They beat Michigan State, and now a very tough BYU squad.
4 turnovers a whole game.
Yeah.
They could play some half-court basketball, which in the NCAA tournament, nothing is better than being able to play half-court, because a lot of these games come down to who does what in the half-court.
UCLA moving on to the second round of the NCAA tournament. The 11 seed in the East knocks off BYU. More to come from Hinkle Fieldhouse right here on CBS.